Hi everyone, I'm back with a second episode of Players with the Most Boss Kills on Runescape. I had a lot of fun making the last video and I was happy to see all the feedback, and with the help from everyone in the YouTube comments, Discord, and Reddit, I think I've come up with another solid list of potential kill count leaders for some more bosses. Before we start, I just want to make a reminder that it's impossible to know the true kill count leader without an official high scores or confirmation from Jagex. These lists may not be completely accurate, and I encourage you to let me know if you know a player who has more kills than someone I mentioned in this video. I use the same searching strategies as I did before, which includes the old data report from Mod Shawnee showing the most kills per boss as of 2018. I used the Rune app's boss high scores, which was last updated in 2020. And I used the Rune Pixels drop high scores, which tracks boss drops over the last couple of years. Lastly, I also asked in multiple bossing communities to find out who could be a potential kill count leader for a boss. Before we get into the official list, I want to start with a few updates for the list from the last video. Firstly, I want to address Vggrcm, who's the confirmed leader of Virago hard mode kills. I was really anticipating being able to find his exact kill count, but sadly he didn't want to share. He did, however, confirm that Flex My Fury is rank 1 in overall Virago kills. According to VGG's friends and clanmates, I heard rumors of around 10,000 hard mode Virago, but the true number could realistically be much more or much less than this. Next is an update for Zamorak, and a player named Roobert has over 20,000 Zamorak kills. I didn't get into contact with Ruebert, but his clanmates say that most of these kills were probably done around 200% in rage. For Archglacior, a player named Hyperion Xv was found who has over 220,000 Archglacior kills. According to the comments from the last video, there's even a player with over 1 million Archglacior kills, but I was unable to find them. The last update I have is for Kriara. To my knowledge, Baz is still the player with the most Kree kills across all accounts, but apparently there is a player named Slaughtersam who had over 350,000 Kree kills years ago. According to her clanmates, she's no longer active, so I was not able to find any screenshots. Now I'm going to move on to the official list for this video, starting with Croesus. Croesus is a boss that's normally killed in 4-man teams, but it's also commonly done in masses. As of January of this year, SR Enigma became rank 1 Croesus at 37,000 kills. Since then, he is reportedly no longer playing and has been passed by 2 players. The first player is Gaaameee, who has 37.6 thousand Croesus kills. The confirmed rank 1 Croesus is named Omni Dave, who has over 40,000 kills. Comparing Dave's collection log to Enigma, it seems he may have done masses for some of his kills. As a fun fact, Dave also has almost 20,000 big game hunter completions. The next boss is the Rex Matriarchs, with a player named Fishfilet, who I found is rank 1 in the Rex Matriarchs drops by a substantial amount. Fishfilet has 94,000 Rex Matriarchs kills. When I eventually got into contact with Fishfilet, he told me he wasn't trying to go for rank 1, but he was just following a AFK guide on PvMe for the Blue Rex Matriarch. He told me that he's never even killed the other Rex Matriarchs, and taking a look at his log, he literally only has drops from the Blue Rex Matriarch. The next boss is Araxxor, which was released back in 2014. In 2018, there was a player with 34,000 kills, and I'm unsure if that player is the same player as who I found, but the highest Rax KC I've seen comes from Rasial God at 42,069 kills. Rasial God said he retired from Araxxor a couple years ago. His collection log shows 250 spider legs and 250 noxious staffs. This is easily over 100 billion while factoring in the scythes and bows that he made as well. Rasial God also has an impressive amount of Raksha kills and Rasial kills. Based on the timeline of there being a player with 34,000 kills 6 years ago, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a player with higher Rax KC now. According to the comments from my last video, a player named Arceus may have over 70,000 kills, but I was unable to confirm this. Next is the Corporeal Beast, where I found a player named TravisTrip as the rank 1 in RunePixels drops. Travis has 60,000 corp kills that he usually solos, but I wanted to give out an honorable mention to Sir Tony Ray, who also had 60,000 corp kills before he passed away. Once again, it's very possible that there are players with higher corp kills, but this is the highest amount I was able to confirm. Now I'm going to go through a couple God Wars dungeon bosses, starting with Zileana and Grador. These bosses are different from Kriara and Krill because they don't have valuable drops and their components aren't as useful for invention either. Because of this, I had a hard time finding players with extremely high kill counts, but the first player I found was Jorutaa, and he was actually confirmed to be the Zileana leader a few years ago, but he hasn't killed it in a while. Since then, a player named YoshiFan1234 has hit the 60,000 kill mark, and they also have 60,000 Grador kills. This was the most I was able to find for Zileana and Grador. Meanwhile, taking a look at the more profitable Krill, there are many more players who farm this boss for money. One player is named Light. Light has 300,000 Krill KC, and he even has over 250,000 Kriara KC. This is most likely the highest combined God Wars dungeon KC on a single account. The highest amount of Krill kills that I've found so far belongs to the Titanium. The Titanium has over 376,000 Krill kills, and even shared a screenshot of his 10,000 Zamorak components. Next up is Nex. Nex is one of the more iconic bosses in RuneScape, and it was regarded as a pretty challenging boss when it was released in 2011. During my search, I believe I found the top 3 killers for Nex. Third place belongs to B, who has 40,000 Nex kills, and he also posts a lot of speed kills over on YouTube. Second place is a player named nexzy, also known as Nex is my GF. He has 45,000 kills and was confirmed to be the rank 1 a few years back. To my knowledge, the rank 1 Nex killer is a player named Spirals. Spirals has 66,000 Nex kills with almost 100 of each item. What's interesting about Nex to me is that on old school RuneScape, rank 1 Nex has 68,000 kills despite it being released 2 years ago. This makes me wonder if there's a player on RuneScape 3 that has a higher kill count. Moving on to God Wars Dungeon 2, ewife is returning to take another rank 1 200,000 Gregorovic kills. I had a lot of impressive submissions of over 100,000 Greg kills, but this was the highest I've seen. For Hellier, I wasn't able to find anyone over 60,000 kills, but I think they might be out there. What I can say about Hellier is that there is a player with the username Hellier who was the first player to reach 60,000 kills, but he did this way back in 2017. It's very possible that there's players with higher kills now. I also struggled finding the leader for Twin Furies because it's the least popular God Wars Dungeon 2 boss. For Twin Furies, Sir Tony Ray was rank 1 a few years ago at 32,000 kills, but I'm not sure if anyone passed him. I also wanted to mention a player named Beam, who has 3.4 thousand hard mode Twin Furies kills, and he also has 3.3 thousand hard mode Zileana kills. I'm unsure if these are the most hard mode kills, but I wanted to at least mention Beam because he's held some kill count records in the past, and he's also helped me on my search for this video. Next, we're moving on to the Elite Dungeons. From the RunePixels drop high scores, I found one player who dominated in drops whose username is Nguyen Trang. Nguyen has 2,581 solos, 3,782 solos, and 3,583 solos. I wouldn't be surprised if someone has more solos, especially for 83 or 81, but Nguyen is about to reach 10,000 total Elite Dungeon solos, which is likely to be the most by one player. However, if we're looking at 83 alone, which is arguably the most popular Elite Dungeon out of the original 3, There's actually a player with over 11,000 kills named Loucetios. Before Loucetios retired ED3, he had the most KC, but based on my research, he may still be in the lead by a lot. Loucetios also has close to 200,000 Archplacer kills. Next on the list is the Chaos Elemental. The Chaos Elemental was released back in 2006, and its only notable drop is the pet. It also shares a drop table with Revenants, but it drops the items at an extremely rare rate, making it completely pointless to farm. Back in 2017, a player named Gaaameee was confirmed to have 26,000 kills, and I thought that this surely would not be much higher today. But on Reddit, someone told me that a player named Sad Josh had over 30,000 kills. I was luckily able to get in contact with Josh, and he shared that he had 69,420 Chaos Elemental kills. Not only this, but he also has 0 Revenant kills, and his goal was to originally finish the collection log all through the Chaos Elemental. He's taking a break for now, but he's surprisingly very close to reaching this goal. The last boss I'm going to talk about in this video is Solak. Solak was added back in 2018, and it's been a pretty good moneymaker ever since. Players are guaranteed a minimum of 5 million GP per kill due to Grim pages, and good teams can make over 100 mil per hour at this boss. Unfortunately, this boss, along with other huge moneymakers like Telos and Vorkath, are reported to be heavily botted, and real-world trading is also not uncommon. During my search for this boss, I went to the Solak Discord and was told a player named Dire Straits has 12,000 Solak kills as of a couple years ago. When I got into contact with Dire, I learned that he hasn't killed Solak in a while, and he recommended a few other players. It turns out there's actually a handful of players that have around 12,000 kills now. One player is Nexmortal, who has 11.8 thousand. There's also MIW, who has 12.1 thousand, and Stewman131, also known as Marwood, who has 13,000 combined kills on his main and Iron Man. Stewman and his friends also have some world records for Solak, for example 18 Solak kills in 1 hour, which is 90 mil in Grim pages alone. Stewman told me that currently only one player is known to be higher than 13,000 Solak kills, which is Darkseid. Darkseid has 13.4 thousand Solak kills as of about 7 months ago, but according to the Solak Discord, there could be players with much more kills hiding in the shadows. Thank you for watching part 2 of players with the most boss kills on RuneScape. I want to make part 3 as the finale to this series and cover the bosses that I haven't talked about yet. I have a few bosses saved so far, but on the screen I'm going to list the bosses that I need help with finding, and I tried to give a minimum of how many kills to look for. Again, if anyone knows anyone with more kills than I mentioned in the video, please let me know in the comments.